Good evening and welcome to Newark, Delaware, the mecca of industrial coatings competition. We're here for the third annual Intech Services March Madness tournament, bringing you complete coverage of the Elite Eight. And speaking of those 8 seeds that are here to go all the way, in our past 2 tournaments, our past 2 bracket challenges focus solely on Teflon coatings. 2023 calls for a little bit of a change up. Our focus will be the industries that our coatings serve, and our industrial coating combatants will defend Teflon's position, benefits, and value in the Elite 8 industries. Let's get right to those combatants. Joining me first, sales specialist who's coming in hard from the Palestra, Chris Lord. Welcome to the big dance, my man.
Great to be here, Nick. Been spending a lot of time getting my mind right, man. Just getting ready for this tournament. So I think we're ready to go.
Getting my
visualization,
mind right.
yeah, meditation, the whole 9.
Wow. Needed that.
Seem calm and ready to go. I want to get to, we'll go right with the Chris's here, and controversy already, rumors swirling that your fellow competitors, Chris Dole, tried to make you late in your travel plans to get here, to get you out of this tournament, and you've had this date circled for over a year now. Chris, welcome back. You're out to get some revenge.
I sure am. Unlike Wolfie, I'm getting my body right, not my mind, for this competition. I'm ready to go. Fresh off a flight from Orlando, had an off-site session with the team so that we could come in hard today.
Nice. Sometimes that's the best way to get the team to focus the right way. I am excited to have you here, Chris Dole. Welcome aboard. I got to go to a man who is key in the preparations for this tournament, and someone that we're all looking to see if he's going to make his mark in this, the third tournament here at Intech Services. Mike Patterson, you're looking good, bud. You're ready to go?
I'm ready to go. It's been a couple years. I like to give myself the hard route. So I'm starting with Aerospace, give the other guys a couple of layups, but Aerospace, they've been prepping. They might surprise some people this year.
They might surprise some people when we've reserved the stratosphere for that first matchup in Aerospace. Let's go through and see our last 2. These are special little introductions here. This gentleman coming at me looking at We Are Georgetown, Steve Bucci. You've won this whole thing before. You know what it takes to get the job done. Are you ready today?
I'm ready, man. I know I got the target on my back. We talked about that a little bit pregame. Injury prevention is what I've been focusing on with my team, my guys, a lot of stretching, staying limber, and planning for the long haul, get it to the finals.
Playing it for the long haul. Interesting. He's focused on injury prevention. I don't know if that's good to tell your fellow competitors right off the
bat. Gotta stay healthy.
He's a confident man. He is a confident man. Speaking of confident men, guys, I'm going to bring up somebody who has much more than a ghost of a chance winning this whole thing again. I want to say hello to the returning champion of Intech Services March Madness, the champ from 2022. Champ, how you feeling, Patrick?
Feeling good, man. We're coming live from Moron Mountain, about to take down some Monstars here. Team Toon Squad's ready to go. Hey, Booch, I know you already need to take an early time out, man. Just know I got the water for you here.
Thanks, pal. I appreciate the heads up.
Water
Thanks.
boy.
Good looking out.
Yeah,
my man.
All right, we're moments away here. I want to say all our combatants are ready to go. Everybody tested well. We didn't see any banned substances, so it's a clean tournament, just to let everybody know that. We're ready to rock. So we're going to go to the East region, starting off with the 1 seed. Food processing is going to go up against the 10 seed Semiconductor. Representing food processing will be Steve Bucci, and representing Semicon will be the returning champ, Patrick Ariantes. Patrick, Semicon's going to be on the board first. Go.
Gotcha here, Nick. Big thing in the semiconductor industry is purity, and this team's full of pure hoopers out here, whether it be 532G, 9410. That's a go-to for sure in that industry. Semiconductor big in this country too, upcoming. So Teflon, huge role in it.
All right. Got it in just under the gun, defending Semicon. This is the moment we're all been waiting for. We've been waiting for these 2 guys to battle it out. Steve Bucci, you're on the clock starting now.
Hey, what's the recipe for a winning team? It's a deep bench, right? The food industry is bulletproof and has proven to be a Teflon slam dunk for years. The demand for repeatability of release in high temp situations is no match for our depth of the FDA-backed offerings. If a starter goes down with an injury, our bench is stacked with plenty of talent.
No. That's it. We're gonna leave it at that. And the thing is, we have the two guys who won this tournament first, but the guys who are going to be judging you here are the savvy veterans. Let's go right to you, Chris Lord. What did you think of that matchup?
Well, I was wondering if Steve's was a pre-recorded message. I wasn't sure about that. But whether he just hit the play button on that one, he did have a lot of information. Food processing is legit. Patrick, I think, came on strong because of that CHIPS Act. I mean, Semicon could be a big play for Teflon. But I'm going to go ahead and roll ahead with food. Food's definitely the winner here.
Food processing. All right. Mike Patterson going right down the line here.
I thought Patrick I'm not sure he's really well prepared for this one. He only talked really just about purity and Semicon, didn't talk about corrosion, didn't talk about release characteristics that are also key there. I also thought Steve's was scripted and clearly not well rehearsed. But this is a real
this is a tough call for you, huh?
Yeah, and then Steve also tried to throw some extra in after the buzzer, showing up the 3-pointer after the buzzer. So I didn't really care
violation?
about that. Yeah, so I'm going to go Patrick on this one. We'll send the decision over to Dole.
Pressure situation for the man that just jet set in, Chris Dole. You're going to be the deciding factor here, sir.
Yeah, it wasn't won by performance, but food is just too deep in this situation. So I've got to go with the food industry and Bucci. He tried to lose it, but at the end, there was just too much talent there.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Too much talent. Food processing. Look, let's stick a fork in the East region because it's done and food processing moves on. All right. Interesting matchup there between two worthy combatants. Let's go to the West now. And we're going to have chemical processing represented by Wolf versus Aerospace represented by Mike Patterson. Mike, you're going to be on the clock first, starting now.
All right. Unlike chemical processing, which is a nice to have, aerospace is a must have. From biplanes to Apache helicopters to the space shuttle, any aircraft needs Teflon coatings in order to leave the earth, from chemical resistance to lightweighting to hydrophobic to oleophobic.
Time.
So fast.
Compelling argument in the opening defense here by Mike Patterson.
Quick.
Aerospace. Those 15 seconds do go by quick, guys. We saw that last
like 5
year.
seconds.
Now, Chris Lord, the man they call Wolf, you're on the clock starting now.
So here's the deal. We had this really, really challenging non-conference schedule because we play in the nastiest environments out there. Toughest venues, super acidic fans, and defense wins championships, defense travels, chemical processing, best defense in the tournament by far.
All right. Compelling matchup here in the West. And again, this is one we've been looking forward to. The two savvy veterans. I think Wolf called it the old head matchup. And
Old head matchup.
That didn't come from me. That didn't come from me. Let's go to another vet who knows who can talk the talk, walk the walk. Chris Dole, what did you think of the matchup?
Yeah, I'm an acidic fan, but they have heartburn medication for that, Wolf. So I'm not really sure what I'm not sure what an acidic fan is. Mike had me an Apache helicopter, so I'm going to give the nod to Mike.
Ooh, Chris Dole with Aerospace. I did like the inclusion of the Apache helicopter there. That's very, very cool. Champ, what did you think of the West matchup there?
Yeah, it's tough. I love the West for sure. Big fan of the West. Aerospace tough, and Mike came out and shot his shot like shooters do. And I'm worried though that if he did advance, where else is he going with this? Did he just go full court press the whole first half, and now the team gets a chance to make second half adjustments and spin the game over? But it was impressive. As for Wolfie, obviously the pun game's strong. I'm a huge fan of the pun game. I'm gonna go with Wolfie on this, man. I think chemical processing is coming through huge there on that one.
Oh wow, down to the wire. Patrick's not here to make friends. He's not here to make friends. He's here to defend. Now, Steve Bucci, It's all come to you, sir.
Man, this is tough. There were some great performances all the way through the game. It was close. I mean, it's so close that I think I'm with. I like where Patrick's head is. I was thinking the same thing where, Mike unloaded just, all his shots inside, outside game. It was on. Not that Wolfie's wasn't, but I feel like this was, won by a point, maybe a foul shot or something.
Do we need a shot clock on this one?
Yeah, maybe. And I'm going to have to go with MP, see where this goes.
Ooh,
Aerospace
nice.
with the tournament's first upset in the West region. Oh, so food and aerospace moving on.
Let's go, Booch.
This is an interesting first part of our dance. We're going to move to the South right now. And in our next matchup, we have the 7 seed Oil and Gas going up against the 5 seed, which is Molding. Oil and Gas, Patrick Gariantes, you, sir, are on the clock.
Absolutely. Oil and gas. I mean, this is the industry that really services all the other industries, right? Nothing really works in this country without oil, for sure. And we got the coding for you, right? Think of Blue Bloods in college basketball, the Duke Blue Devils, Big Blue, University of Kentucky, 857G018, just to start things off.
Time. Looked like he was just getting to the meat of that answer, and the clock hit you pretty hard in that case. All right, Wolf, you're on the clock to defend the 5 seed Molding starting now.
All right, well, Teflon's known for non-stick, and that's what Molding does. You can't guard them at all. But the beauty of them is they are in adverse conditions, and they're a set and forget type of application. Like, I don't have to worry. I don't have to regroup like the silicone spray guys do.
Time.
I was about ready to get into it too, man.
Oh man,
so quick.
Just
So
took
quick.
the arrow right out of the quiver as he's ready to grab the thing. All right, look, let's go. Bucci, what did you think of the 5-7 matchup there?
I liked it. Patrick definitely provided some great references with the blue, but it's kind of left it there, and it's I didn't know what else was going to be seen by these guys. I feel like Mold, for what it is, and Wolfie was going down the right path. Unfortunately, he just had a little shot clock issue. I think I'm going Mold here.
You're going with Mold. All right. And look, I just saw a gentleman speaking some Italian with his hands. Chris Dole, it looked like you weren't too happy with what you heard. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, Patrick never got to the benefits. It was all about the color, not really what you get out of Teflon coating, which is the most important part, right? We're a performance coating, and I think Wolfie went right to that with the release attributes. So yeah, I think I'm going to give that to Molding as well. Pretty big beat down in my mind.
I'm on board.
Go ahead, Mike.
Here. Chris, I'm where Chris was with this. This wasn't even really close. Patrick had one thing, was color related, not performance. I will say this. I was disappointed in Molding's performance there. There was a lot of stuttering and filler words. I mean, they had a lot going on, and it's almost like they over prepared and couldn't get all out in one breath. So hopefully they can pull it together for the next round.
A lackluster matchup in the South. Molding's going to move on, guys, but here's one that is circled. This is a matchup where we're all waiting to see where this goes. In the Midwest, we have the 12 seed Firearms, defended by Chris Dole, versus a 2 seed in Automotive with Steve Bucci. Dole, you are on the board first, starting now.
Everybody knows what happens in 12-5 matchups, the 12 seed upsets, and that's what's going to happen right here. Shooters are going to shoot in the firearms industry with 3 great colors: black, green, desert tan. Perfect for the firearms industry, but we're tough. We're dragged behind trucks to be tested.
Time. Coming out hard, swinging for the fences up against former champion Steve Bucci. You're defending Automotive, the 2 seed, starting now.
Hey, in a Jordan-esque way, this Teflon has revolutionized this industry for sure. Automotive, man. The lubricity and corrosion resistance Teflon offers in this world is a defensive nightmare for opposing teams. They box out the need for frequent repairs. Our players receive the best training and testing.
Time. In a Jordan-esque way, you can't gamble on that clock favoring you, my man. That thing goes pretty quick. All right.
Damn.
Chris Lord, you're sitting back this round after the South matchup. You were able to take in this particular matchup in the Midwest. What did you make of it?
Yeah, 2 rounds in a row was tough, man. I'm not gonna lie. That was the back to back was tough, man. I'm gonna, gosh, I'm really gonna go with Firearms. But again, I'm kind of where Patrick was with Mike and Aerospace. Dole unloaded. I mean, he emptied his magazine right there. I hope he didn't actually. He's got a couple left, but we'll see where he goes after this. I'm gonna go Firearms.
The 12 seed Firearms gets the first take. Mike Patterson.
Yeah, this is another lackluster performance. I think I'm going to go Automotive on this because it's a close matchup. I think it's going to come down to a couple key things here. There was benefits on both sides. Bucci had a couple that I know he wanted to get out, but just couldn't. He was tripping on his own feet, had a few turnovers at the end there, but I think there's more there. It's a close, but I'm going to go Automotive on this.
Ooh, all right. Pressure situation for the returning champ. But I got to say, both these guys at the 12 and the 2 seed came out confident. They came out swinging. They knew their stuff. Patrick, what'd you think?
I got to regroup just because, I just got hit with the Mike Tyson uppercut here going 0 for 2. So I don't know how to respond right now. But, but I mean, taking a look down at these arguments, Nick, Booch, obviously he came prepared. With a plan of attack. Now, he kind of got stuck at the foul line, 10-second violation, didn't get the shot off in time. But, Dole, he came at me about only focusing on color. I think he saved a little bit for round 2. He kind of did the same strategy here, talking about the colors, but I think he's got more in him, and I'm curious to see more about it. So I'm going to take Firearms here.
Firearms is going to move on.
Right.
This was our first ever industrial focused tournament. This is a total surprise to, I think, myself and everyone involved here as we try to regroup and get into into the final 4. Gentlemen, we feeling good?
Feeling good.
Does anybody need a break?
I'm not feeling good at all. Yeah.
I didn't know he went 0-2. That's tough.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Did he? Damn.
Reigning champ, reigning chump.
Oh my goodness. All
strategy
right.
backfired on me, Nick. It backfired.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. We've still got there's plenty of time here. Now, if I can ask the following people to join me on the Coatings dance floor for the final 4, we're going to have out of the East, we have food processing with Steve Bucci versus Aerospace and Mike Patterson. Steve Bucci, you're going to start first with food processing, and you're on the clock starting now.
Hey, a matchup we always hear about is silicone glaze versus Teflon. Silicone glaze may be able to hang out with in the first quarter, or hang with them, I should say. But come halftime, that glaze is going to be sucking wind, shooting air balls. I tell you, Teflon's durability ends up being dominating. I'll take this.
Big silicone glaze angle.
Damn.
Wow.
Save it for the panel, Wolf. We've got Mike Patterson. Aerospace was not supposed to make it out of that first round, but you're defending it in the final 4 starting now.
From Boeing to NASA, companies all around the world specify and trust Teflon coatings for unwavering high performance. Small parts like fuel filters that separate oil and water from gas to huge parts like solid rocket fuel core molds where they need high release from sensitive fuel cores.
15-second shot. He took his best shot. Let's go right to you, Crystal.
I mean, it's not even a contest. Mike Patterson just dominated that second round with benefits, big name companies. I mean, it was a blowout.
1 vote straight to the moon for Aerospace. What did we think, Patrick?
My strategy on these votes a lot of times is to try and split and let the third party pass off, right? Make the extra pass. But on this one, holy smokes, we got ourselves our own Neil Armstrong here. Holy mackerel, Andy. Let me tell you, that's one small step for Teflon and one huge step for Mike Patterson.
You can't say it any better. That's why he's the champ. That's why he's the people's champ, I like to call him. Wolf, we got to get your take on that matchup, though. Even though it looks set in stone, what did you think about food processing, the 1 seed going up against that Aerospace?
I kind of felt like maybe food processing underestimated the aerospace group a little bit. And if I was to take the bracket and redo it, I'd probably put like aerospace and then put like St. Peter's in parentheses. I had no like faith in the aerospace group at all, and they have come to play. So
they really have. It is a Cinderella story at the 2023 tournament, my friends. A Cinderella story. Let's go over.
You pulled out fuel filters. When you're pulling out fuel filters,
that's huge.
He's got one left. He's got one play left.
It really is.
Wolfie knows. Wolfie's seen my
I see the
playbook.
strategy here.
He's got his overtime play. It's coming.
It's coming, but guys, before we get to that final matchup, the second part of the Final Four is one that I'm looking at closely, because the two combatants that are involved here are both savvy veterans. They both know every trick in the book, and they're ready to go. Look, we have a good one. We have Molding going up against Firearms. Chris Dole, you surprised everybody in that last round with Firearms, and you're going to be on the clock defending it starting now.
Yeah, Firearms coatings display some of Teflon's best characteristics: lubricity, so that we can have streamlined bullet pass, and then also toughness. Like I mentioned earlier, we were tested by being dragged behind a truck. It's also the largest growing market here at Teflon.
He got some damn good points in those 15 seconds, Wolf. The pressure is on you, and you are on the clock for Molding starting now.
All right. Well, we talked about that non-conference schedule. I mean, we played in the food, we played in plastic, polyurethane now, aerospace, undaunted, repeatable release, repeatable performance. There's no fire drills here, guys. FEP, PFA, PTFE, we got them all.
Time, and he gets it in under the 15 seconds.
Tight. That was tight.
Confident people in that matchup. I told you the two veterans did not disappoint this guy right here. But let's go to our panel. Steve Bucci, what did you think of Molding versus Firearms?
Wow. Molding turned around from round one. I'll tell you what, they came to play. There's no doubt about that. Firearms.
I might be a little thin on the bench, but we'll see what happens in the next round. If
I got a solid round three.
Firearms came out. Firearms came out. I feel like I picked up on a little technical foul, but we'll let that one go. Damn, this is a toss up. I'm leaning Firearms, but I'm going to go Wolfie Molding.
We're going with Molding. We got one vote for Molding. Champ, what did you think of that matchup?
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, when I was hearing Dole start off, I'm like, holy mackerel. He talked about, bullet passes, and I was thinking, oh my God, this is going to be tough. Hey, how's he going to counter this? And boy, oh boy, did he ever. Boy, oh boy, did he ever, man. I mean, my Lord. I mean, there's a little bit of worry here. Like he said, I think he got in foul trouble. He's going to have to go deep into the bench. So, because of that, I'm going to pass this off to Mike. I'm going to go Firearms.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Firearms.
That might be the deciding factor.
Yeah.
Man.
So
a tense matchup, Mike.
Patrick had a great description, because Dole came out strong with Firearms. But I think he got a little weak towards the end. The facts weren't as strong, versus Wolfie really did have a full 4-quarter, 2 halves of the game. He went from start to finish, had a lot of content. I liked how he named a lot of the shoulder industries where Molding has a big play that isn't necessarily a molded part. So he did a great job with it. I'm going to have to, in a close matchup, I'm going to have to give the nod to Wolf.
A close matchup indeed, or as some would say, boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are on our way.
I got to study. Hold on.
Well, I got the water for you, man. I got the water for you. There you go.
Patrick came prepared for something that I don't think anybody would have predicted. No one in the gambling circle. If you go to Jersey, you go to Vegas, nobody thought Aerospace would be matching up against Molding in our finals here in 2023. The pressure is on. We have two guys who have not won this tournament before. Do you have any words of wisdom for him, Booch?
Practice.
Look like silence.
Practice.
Words of wisdom? No. All right.
I can't offer anything. It's you either got it or you don't at this point in the game. Your team's got to be ready.
All right.
That's funny. That's
team's
funny
got to be ready.
Jersey he's got.
Our finalists ready to go.
Oh boy.
Wow.
I'm feeling some butterflies. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, this is crazy. I definitely emptied the bucket on the last answer. So we'll see what I got to find some drips.
This is for all the marbles where you're going to have at least 15 seconds to get going, Wolf, because Aerospace opens up our final matchup. Mike Patterson, you're on the board starting now.
Lightweighting is the name of the game when it comes to aircraft performance and fuel economy. So for decades, 953, 401, and 506 has been the specified choice for aircraft toilet bowls, where it releases toilet paper and turds for better flushing. Less water is less weight, more fuel economy.
Snapping off like a Cole Hamels fastball. Mike Patterson came right out in that one. Wow. An impressive opening 15 seconds in our final matchup. And let's waste no time and get right to it. Molding is on the board. Wolf, starting now.
Here's the deal. We're a Vegas safe bet. And here's why. EH&S people love our coating because it's dry release. It's the floor's not a mess. You don't have guys out there cleaning the floor the whole time. You don't have slip and fall lawsuits, all that stuff.
Time.
Oh,
right when we get into litigation, we call time on that one. That's all we have right now. We're here in the finals. It's the showcase of the industrial coating immortals, Aerospace and Molding. Chris Dole, you're shaking your head. What did you think of the final?
I mean, I thought it was there for Wolf to take. I didn't think anyone that used the word turds, I really couldn't see me giving a nod to them, but you know. Mike did come out hard hitting. Lightweighting is an important aspect, and it's one that I thought was used appropriately in the final round. And I'm gonna have to give the nod to Mike.
Aerospace gets its first nod, and it's so perfect that we can go right on down the line here with returning champions. So Dole puts us in the right spot, leading to Mr. Steve Bucci.
And that turd comment was, man, that's hard to pass on that. I think the point to leave that's just crazy. Still can't get that out of my head. It's that buzzer beater shot at the end. That just you I can't help it. I got to go with that route. I mean, I feel Molding had a chance, and I think the buzzer beater with the turd dropping, it just he had to go with it.
The buzzer beater turns out to be the backwoods vocabulary that we're going with today. Patrick, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, Mike, he held the play up. He held up number 2, and they executed it to perfection there. Drove down the lane. He raised up. Now, credit to Wolfie. He told us he had to dive deep. And I think the safety route, the non-slick route, that was huge. He stood there to take the charge, but Mike just soared right over him.
And they called it a block.
Kind of like, no, he just jumped right over you. He just kind of jumped right over you, kind of like MJ did back in Space Jam and jammed that one over.
Well, I'll tell you what I did do, Patrick. I did do a little bit of a flop because I started falling backwards already.
You did.
Trying to get the call, and I just couldn't get it. But we'll keep the champagne on ice for next year.
I'll be buying a minute to pick that up.
Congratulations go out to the winner of
Aerospace.
the 2023 Intech Services March Madness Tournament, Mr. Mike Patterson. Mike, it's been a long road to this third tournament. You came in it to win it.
It was tough. You know, the draw was a little tough. I was nervous when I got Aerospace a couple of weeks ago, but I did some preparation. I just let my mind wander. I got the troops in order. We really gelled as a team, came up with some strong facts and some big names to drop on the judges, and it worked out. So I couldn't be more proud.
You should be proud. It was a hell of a tournament from start to finish. And I got to say, this year, every one of you came out on fire, prepped and ready to go with whatever you were given. So listen, kudos to our panel. You guys were absolutely exceptional this year, showing off your industry knowledge and your know-how. Thank you all for participating in this third tournament, guys.
Great tournament, guys.
Yeah.
Congrats. A lot of fun.
Congrats. It was a good one. Look, we want to be back next year and do the fourth tournament. And I know these guys are going to be prepping already. All right, listen, this has been a pleasure to host this thing for the third time. We're going to see you at the next one, the next edition of Intech Services Deliver More, right here from Delaware. Bye-bye, guys, and thank you.